This is going to be a short video. I just wanted to talk about the importance of bringing enough shoes, which may not seem like the most important thing on your list, but trust me, it could be. So in Southeast Asia, it's incredibly hard to find larger sizes. I've had this problem in Thailand before with t-shirts. Like pretty much, I think like once you get past a medium, everything is sized as a medium. It's been my experience. If I buy an extra large shirt, it's a medium. If I buy a double extra large shirt, it's a medium. But the saving grace is that you can go to a tailor, and especially if you buy 3 or 4 shirts, you can kind of negotiate with them and get a tailor-made shirt or a bunch of tailor-made shirts, which is something I actually like doing. And in the past, I don't know how much it would be now, but in the past I would get maybe like 4 tailor-made shirts for $100 or less. So $20 to $25 per shirt, which to me is completely worth it. Just a shirt that fits really, really well, like way better than something off the rack or something that I would order. But shoes are, I think, incredibly difficult to find. I wear a size 13 extra wide shoe. So that's almost an impossibility here. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably someplace somewhere, but I feel like it's also like looking for a needle in a haystack. I remember a few years ago, I was excited that there was a Skechers store in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I went in because Skechers is really one of the 2 shoes that I wear. And I asked if they might have something in my size, and the sales guy just looked down at my feet and started laughing. So the answer is no. So knowing that from past trips, I packed 3 pairs of shoes with me, and I think I made some mistakes. So I just want to give you kind of a heads up. So I packed a pair of Skechers. It wasn't an old pair. I mean, I think it was maybe about a month old. Now, when you get here, chances are you're going to do a lot of walking, and I love walking, but it's not easy walking here, at least in Phnom Penh. It's just you're kind of stepping in things. It's lots of grit. I find myself just kind of like navigating all kinds of things as I'm walking. And here's what my shoes have looked like. And again, they were lightly worn about a month ago, and here's what they look like now. And a couple things. One is that, so you can see that the tread is already wearing off. You could see that, I mean, they look like crap. I'm getting ready to actually put them into the washing machine. They're actually tearing. So the fabric is tearing from the sole. So they're not very sturdy. At least this particular pair isn't very sturdy. So that's disappointing. So I don't know how much longer this pair is going to last. The second pair of shoes I brought, it was a pair of New Balance. And it's a brand new pair that is exactly like several other pairs that I've worn in the past. This is maybe a mistake I made. I should have worn the pair for about a month just to make sure that they are in fact exactly like the other pairs. I put them on, and I don't know, I'm hoping that they break in, or I hope that, I tie them in a way that they're not slipping as much. But right now they just feel off. They're not very comfortable to walk in. I've used them to go to the gym, but I say this for everything that you bring, because I made a couple mistakes. I bought a lot of new stuff before coming here, and some of the things don't really, cargo shorts, for example. I have one brand that I love, but I only have 2 pairs of those. And the others, they fit well when I tried them on back at home, but I didn't like spend the day walking around with them on. And they're just not as, they don't really hold up well throughout the day. Let me just put it that way. yeah, they just kind of loosen up, they kind of slip. They're just not, it's, you know, so always wear the stuff before you come here to kind of break it in, make sure it's comfortable, make sure that it's gonna last while you're here. So that's something I'm just kind of thinking about down the road when I actually do move here permanently. I'm just gonna be here for the year. I'm hoping these 3 pairs last me for the year. I don't know. After 1 month and 1 pair is already ripping and looks like crap, I'm a little skeptical. I know that there are some ways to get things shipped here from Amazon, but again, it's a weird kind of workaround, and I don't know exactly what the deal is with paying a tariff when it comes in. I don't know. And I think especially right now, the way things are, who knows? You know, I've heard horror stories of things ending up costing twice what it's actually valued at because of, you know, well, I'll just say for various reasons. If anybody lives here and they know where to get size 13 extra wide shoes, leave a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, have a good one. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.